Breaking news. This is the Shade Report. Hello, welcome to Shaded Reality. I'm Marie, and I am here with Anne. Good morning.
Good morning.
We are finally done with the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. So I put out the new schedule because it's not, we've in the past always been consistent, like we're watching one show and recording twice a week, but we're going to not be, after this week, we're going to be doing 2 different shows each week. So please look out for that schedule. Nothing you have to worry about this week, so we're doing the Valley episodes 1 and 2, but then next week we go into the Valley episode 3, and then we're going to be watching the latest version of Summer House, which I believe is episode 12. But it's all on our schedule, so check out our Instagram, and make sure I have even one of those little, like, I don't know what they call it on Instagram, the little bubbles that, like, your stories can be archived to that says schedules. So that will be updated regularly if you want to look for it. But I will share it again so that it's, like, you know, towards the top. I don't have a ton of news right now. I've seen, like, you know, the Valley's been out and about, but they just don't have the same type of drama that we're used to with, like, the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. So there's not, like, a ton of stuff to, like, report on or anything. Cruz did turn 5, and Jax took him to Hooters for his 5th birthday. So that was out in the news. People didn't like that, but Brittany was on Watch What Happens Live or something like that, and she's like, oh, I don't care, I love Hooters, Hooters is great, I want to own a Hooters. So she's like, I just want him to spend time with his son. So she was good to go. She didn't care that he was at Hooters. But didn't she have, I thought we saw upcoming that she's going to have breast reduction or, like, smaller implants, but she was on Watch What Happens Live, and, like, they look just as big as they always have. So I don't know if whatever she did didn't make much of a difference or what.
Yeah, because she already had the surgery.
I don't see much of, like, a difference at all, but... and then the only other thing I wanted to talk about is Vanderpump Villa is out. So I'm not going to watch all of it, but I wanted to, like, try to quickly, like, go through the Dad Tok ones to see anything. And I did take a few notes. So Jordan and Marciano met right in the very first episode that Dad Tok shows up at the villa. Jordan is just an asshole. Like, he is on one. He is just, like... you know, won't let Marciano say anything, which, whatever, you know, like, I get you were the one wronged, so I guess get your, you know, like, feelings out about it, but you know how he is. He was just, like, bam, 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 constant, and Marciano was nothing but apologetic. Like, I don't, like, want to be on Marciano's side by any means, but, like, I guess when it comes between him and Jordan, I am on Marciano's side, because he was just, like, I never, like, meant for that to happen. Like, he just kept apologizing, and he felt so bad, and he was just going over and over and over again, which it's like, sure, it's not like he was unaware that Jessi was married, but Jessi's the one in the relationship. So I don't get why he's the one who, like, owes all of this, like, you know, apology, honestly. But Jordan was focused, like, way more on Brett and Demi than he even was the Jessi stuff. So he did ask the question. He's like, I need to know the truth. What happened? And he said, Marciano said he did kiss Demi at the villa, and that she said, I love you, and he said, I love you back. So that's what he said. And so then all Jordan would focus on was, you need to let Brett know. you have to tell Brett this. And it sounds like Marciano already did admit it to Brett, but Brett didn't want to believe it. So he's like, what do you want me to do? Like, it's not my business anymore. He's like, it's not my business anymore. Like, we already went over this. Like, I've already told Brett what my truth is, and he doesn't want to believe it. So, like, I'm done. Like, it's not my relationship. And Jordan just, like, would not let it go for anything. So that was kind of annoying. Then Stassi's sister, Georgie, is there. She's gorgeous. I don't remember, like, seeing her before. But she just got divorced. Oh, okay. Well, she just got divorced.
Oh, wow.
So, Stassi was having, like, a dinner for her there. And, we see that, and then after, the next day, so Georgie kisses Chase in the hot tub, because they're playing, like, Truth or Dare. So Georgie's telling her at breakfast, like, yeah, we had a great time, I kissed one of the guys, and Stassi's like, which one? I cannot be on the bad side of mom talk. What are you doing to me? Like, why are you doing this? And she's like, the one with the shaved head. She's like, Chase? She's like, oh my God, there's going to be mom talks about you. She's like, why do you have to be such a hoe? And she's like, I have to stay on their good side. And, she's like, what did she call her? She's like, I'm afraid of the wrath of mom talk because my sister's a freaking skank. And she's, like, getting mad. And so that was funny because, you know, Stassi. And so then later in the day, Jordan was talking to Stassi. And she's like, I hate liars. She's like, I need to know the truth. Like, what, you know, like, tell me what's going on. And so he doesn't answer her questions. He gets himself all choked up and starts crying every time I look at my kids. And he has tears coming down. And she's like, I'm really sorry for, you know, that. Like, that sucks. But then in, like, her interview, she's like, I don't believe Jordan. He's a liar. He's manipulative. Like, so she didn't believe any of it. Yeah. I mean, it's Stassi. Like, she's not going to let some man manipulate her with tears. Right. Like, the honestly think that Jordan thought he could manipulate her was funny. So then the last thing I saw before we got back on here was Marciano was sitting down with Lisa to talk about him and Jordan's conversation because Lisa hadn't talked to him since that. And Marciano says to Lisa, I actually thought he would relate to me. And Lisa's like, what are you talking about, Jordan? Why would he relate to you? Yeah. And he's like, well, because that's how him and Jessi got together. She cheated on him with her ex when she was with her ex-husband. And then they got together. And Lisa's like, oh my God, calling the kettle black. And she's just like, I'm done with this. This stuff is so stupid. And she's like, and we still have 2 more days with these guys here. So that was the last thing I saw. So I guess there's still at least another episode or 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know how they said they cut Dakota? Like, he was in the episode, as in, like, you saw him, because, like, he was in the hot tub when Chase was making out with Georgie, and then Chase also made out with another staffer there named Meredith, and then took Meredith to his bedroom.
So what is this? Like, they just go and hook up at the villa, pretty much. It's like...
So, it's like a fancy place, like a castle, a villa, and then, Lisa runs the staff, and she hosts, essentially, like, reality star groups. Because I was looking at the titles, and, like, Love Island went there, and, like, brought a group of people. And then The Challenge brought a group of people, which those people are our age. We watched those challenge people are from, like, the Real World and Road Rules, and they are still... It's so doing crazy. Shit, which cracks me up. Yeah, I know.
Because you probably, like, when you have your interview, you have to be open to have sex with these people and make out. It's like, that's probably what she's asking. Well, are you willing to put yourself out there, make out with our guest, or fuck them? It's so crazy.
Yeah, it's weird. Because, like, they meet them, like, when they arrive. They, like, pull up in cars. And they like meet them, you know, like the butlers and like all the staff stand outside in like a receiving line. So like they are staff. But then like at the end of the night, they're all in their 20s and they're like in a hot tub with all of them playing Truth or Dare. So it's like, I don't know. Yeah, it's weird.
And that's like the main
it's
thing
an
that they
odd
do. Like,
setup.
why do they all play Truth or Dare? That's weird.
I don't know. I hate Truth or Dare. I hate it. Like, it's so dumb. Like, because they just had to, like, make out with... I would be so annoyed if you told me to make out with someone I did not want to make out with. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I wouldn't like that. But I was never like that, even when I was that age, so... So, yeah, I think that's it. I don't think I had any other, like, major breaking news. I'll watch the other two, and I'll talk about it next week if, like, there's anything interesting. Oh, did you see Taylor Frankie Paul is not going to have any new charges put against her, that there wasn't evidence, and they're not even going to, like, it's not even going to go to trial. So then somehow text messages and photos got released because Dakota, I'm assuming. Well, Jordan too. Like, they work together, you know, like, it wouldn't surprise me if, like, the source was Jordan, honestly. So there's pictures of, like, Dakota with, like, blood clots coming out of his nose. And Taylor has, like, a big bruise across her forehead because she had claimed that he had whacked her head into his dashboard. Yes. And then there's, like, pictures of, like, her arms with, like, cuts and bruises. And he had, like, scratch marks and, like, cuts on him. And then there's the text messages got released where he was saying about how how hard it was going to be for him to watch her fall in love when he wants to be that person. And then she says something another day about her bloody nose. So it sounded like they got into an altercation that caused her to have a crazy bloody nose. And she's saying, I can't leave. I have the kids here. And my nose is broken, she said in the text. And then he's like, she said, go away. And he's like, just let me in. I thought you wanted to fuck. And she's like, what? She's like, I have a bloody nose and a broken nose. Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, you said to me on the phone you wanted to fuck. She goes, I said on the phone, the fuck? She goes, I didn't say I wanted to fuck. So, like, that's right in text. God. Like, yeah. So, yeah, it's something. It's a lot going on. I think those were all the biggest things that are going on right now in the world. Did you have anything? So I watched the second episode of The Villa that had the Dad Tok guys in it. And I'm just adding this to the end to kind of make just an extra little breaking news segment. And I just wanted to kind of wrap up the Villa stuff where the Dad Tok guys went so we can wrap up Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. So Jordan, I think we talked about it a little bit. He had turned on the tears for Stassi, you know, it's my family, my kids, like trying to make her feel really bad for him that, you know, it's not a him thing. It's just his children are like the major problem here. You know, it's his family. And then Stassi finds out from Lisa that Jessi had got with Jordan while she was still married because Marciano had told Lisa this. So Stassi's like, what the hell? So, like, they're all doing the same shit. You know, Jordan's here trying to manipulate me with his emotions, and they're all doing the same stuff. So, there's a whole bunch of other little things that goes on, but then Stassi meets him. They're all coming down the stairs, and she asks Jordan a question, and she's like, when, you know, with Marciano, like, weren't you in the same position? He's like, what are you talking about? And so she straight out says, didn't you get with Jessi when she was still married? And he tries to do the whole, like, gaslighting kind of thing, throwing questions back at her like he doesn't understand her question, being super literal about the, like, way she's wording her question. But of course it's Stassi, so she's not putting up with that shit. And ultimately, he says he knew Jessi when she was still married, but they didn't date. But he, like, walks away, shuts Stassi down. She reads him like a book. You know, like, she says, Jordan was trying to emotionally manipulate me, but as soon as I started questioning him, he shut me right down. So, like, you know, as soon as he realized, like, oh, my tears aren't going to work for her, then he turns into a complete asshole and, like, his true colors show. I'm also loving this Villa Stassi family drama. Like, I need to watch this whole show because her sister Georgie, who's like 30, is divorced, which I think I mentioned that. She's there at the villa visiting her. Out of nowhere, her sister and her sister-in-law say they bought plane tickets to LA and they're going to move in until they get on their feet with Stassi and Beau. But this is like they're telling them, not asking them. And Stassi loses her freaking mind. And she just goes off on her sister. Like, there is no holding back. It was crazy. You have to watch it. Like, if you are a Stassi fan, this episode, amazing. Jordan sits down with Marciano again and again uses his children. You know, this isn't about Jordan's feelings, anything like that. This is all about the children. He essentially gives Marciano like a ultimatum. You know, he obviously doesn't say we're going to be friends or whatever, but he says, I'll drop it if you stop all the social media posting, take down previous stuff, pictures, like stop all contact, all that kind of stuff. Marciano like says yes 100%. Marciano's apparently, if you listen, like there's some sort of Hannah storyline with one of the other Villa workers. Like, I don't know all the background. So if you're a regular Villa watcher, you're probably annoyed with me right now. But for the Dad Talk portion, like, Marciano is kind of being the mature person here, and doing and saying all the right things. We're back to Stassi fully crashing out, just screaming at her sister. She's saying she paid for her sister's wedding and then she had to Venmo her for her divorce. Ultimately they like make up, like, it, she says she always has like hard love for her sister. So like there's crying and things that are going on, but none of it seems like her sister is blown away by the Stassi's reaction to this. But at one point, Beau and her have to leave the room because she's like freaking out, and Beau's just trying to like stop her from saying something she probably shouldn't. But she's like just saying like they're just gonna mess up our family. Like, they're ultimately not that much of a help. Like, they're not gonna like take care of the kids for us. You know, they're not going to do the things that Beau was kind of saying, well, there could be a positive here. And Stassi's like, no, that's not what they do. Like, they distract the kids for minutes when they bring them presents. They don't actually help us. And then we go back to the Dad Talk guys having their final breakfast. Zach won't say it, but he is like, Stassi is like a boss. She lays down the law. And he almost says something, but he's like, no, I won't say it here. And they're like, oh, you can say it later. But he's almost implying like Stassi turns him on, which is funny for Zach. So then Lisa comes in, says her goodbyes, and then she gives them a comment card thing that apparently all the guests get. And Jordan, of course, has to leave negative comments about Marciano. So that's the end of the Dad Talk stuff. That will kind of wrap us up, I think, for all of the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives stuff. But I hope everyone has an amazing Sunday. I think I'm going to try to post this on Sunday. And yeah, I had a great time finishing up all the mom talk and Secret Lives of Mormon Wives stuff. And hopefully there's no more breaking news I need to go over about that stuff. But have a great day. Follow us on everything, Shaded Reality Pod. Bye.
AI is transforming customer service. It's real and it works. And with Fin, we've built the #1 AI agent for customer service. We're seeing lots of cases where it's solving up to 90% of real queries for real businesses. This includes the real-world complex stuff like issuing a refund or cancelling an order. And we also see it when Fin goes up against competitors. It's top of all the performance benchmarks, top of the G2 leaderboard, and if you're not happy, we'll refund you up to $1 million, which I think says it all. Check it out for yourself at fin.ai.